Well, a lot of my questions do pertain to competition. So for me, especially like coming up towards competition season, and you know you have a competition soon, do you prefer to learn new things, or do you spend a lot of time drilling specific sequences?
For me, I like to drill the thing that I've been working on. So I don't like practicing kind of new stuff, because if I start practicing new stuff, like I don't know, a couple weeks or like a month before the tournament, I might not have it down. So if I try it out in the tournament and it fails, and that's the only thing I've been working on, I don't have anything to fall back. I don't have the safety net. Yeah, but if you're like drilling something that you're already like good at and you're just trying to master it, I find that way better. Like as of right now, I stay working on close guard, because that's gonna be like my goal. So when I go to Worlds in May, that's going to be like my goal, to get to close guard and then play, because that's what I've been working on. Yeah, so just focusing on things that that I'm trying to work on, and then focusing on that, mastering it, or just making it better is kind of what I like to do before a tournament, instead of doing new stuff. But it's always up to you.
Yeah.
Preference.
But I guess another follow-up question in regards to competition is I always get really, really nervous, especially during my first match. So how do you like to calm yourself down, or like suggestions on how to like relax and like just be ready for the comp?
Oof, that's a hard one. That is a hard one.
I psych myself out quite a bit, so I'm wondering how.
I try to psych myself out too. Like having Chris in my corner helps, because no matter what, he's always making a joke. It helps to just laugh. But if I'm in like mainland tournaments, like big competitions like that, where I don't have like someone like that to like laugh and have a good time or have fun, I do actually end up trying to psych myself out. And then what's going on through my head is like the best possible thing. Like I don't want to focus about any negatives, no downfalls, like none of that, because it kind of plays into the mind. Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu is really a mental game, really. So trying to play like positive thoughts, or like things that I know will keep me happy and not so nervous. Because nerves is a good thing actually. Like if you're not nervous, you're not caring, you know. But for me, I like to play with like positive thoughts, making myself happy, trying to make sure that I don't get freaking, you know, out of the game before I'm even rolling. So I'm always thinking of the best thing possible. Like no matter what it is, food, sleeping, doesn't matter what it is. It's just the best thing possible.
Thanks, Kawai.
Yeah.
Okay, my questions are more, I guess, because I'm like super beginner still, or I still feel like a super beginner.
Me too.
But like, no, what?
He says that all the time. He's a sponge.
I still struggle with things like, you know, simple things like just passing. Like how do you like focus on working on something like that? Like get better at one thing at a time.
So for every person that kind of asks me those kind of questions, whether a beginner or not, or they're just trying to find like the system or game, because Braden ended up asking me almost the same question as you last night. I told him to kind of just explore all the moves, explore the techniques, the submissions, anything. And then when you find what you want or like to do, then you just go straight to that and narrow it down. Now, for keeping yourself on that one particular move, it does end up being hard, because then there's this other thing that you want to work on. But what I like to do is, if I can get this one move down, what I'll do is, I'll get this one down, and then the other move that I have in mind, I'll try and link it together, no matter what it is. Like even if it's like super like unorthodox kind of thing, I'll still try to put it together. You know, so like a good example that I tell everybody is my armbar used to be and still is really crappy. So I had one of my friends come down and we spent a couple hours just drilling like setups, finishes, and kind of getting me almost good at arm bars. And then after that, when I would roll with people, I would restrict myself to only arm bars. So like even if I saw a kimura or a triangle or like a collar hook, I would restrict myself from all of those other submissions and just focus on the arm bar. Or like as of right now, I'm trying to get myself to only close guard. You know, like I'm just trying to find these positions, get there, and then I'll set goals. Another thing helps is like those little goals. So I was also telling Braden the other night was you have your first goal, your positional goal, and then you have the goal that you want to do from that position. right? That way you're not, because if you fail at one goal, it kind of like, you know, it plays in your head, yeah? But if you get one goal, you're good. You can be a little bit happy about that. Like if my goal is to get to side control and I get there, I'm happy, you know? But then I have this other goal, which could be a submission goal or like a setup to something else, like that, those kind of goals. And then that's the other thing that you can work on. Yeah. So you already have the goal that you're good with. Now you have the goal that you're gonna get. You know, so it's like a short-term goal and like a long-term goal.
Like kind of still building it into
exactly.
other things that you're doing too.
Exactly.
So it kind of just reinforces as you go along.
Exactly. Perfectly like that. Like for close guard, since that's what I'm working on as of right now, I'm trying to find arm bars from close guard or like arm bars coming up from the suit from close guard. Like just trying to put these things together. Like these are all like goals. Like close guard is my positional goal. I got there. Now I have the goal of what I want to do from it. Yeah. So that's kind of how I like to do it when I'm trying to build something or like trying to find something new to play with. That's usually how I do it.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
I think my other question is, I often have to, like I've been having to take long breaks sometimes from Jiu-Jitsu, and then it's kind of hard to retain, you know, all that knowledge, like all the little classes we did with each of the coaches, the moves. Do you have many tips on how to keep that fresh in your head?
Write it down.
I told you. I told
Write
you.
it down.
I told you I was gonna say that.
Like during the break, like I mean, write it down when you learn it, and as you when you're on your break, review and write it down too.
That's what I like to do. Like, so I have Samsung notes, so I'm really not writing it down. I'm more typing it in. But I'll type in what I've been thinking or what I've been doing, and then I'll type it in a way that I can only understand. So like if I was to share it with somebody else, it'd be like, what? But like for me, I understand it. You know, like, as long as you understand what you're writing, that's the only thing that matters. Yeah. So one, I'll write it down or I'll type it down, whether paper pen or on your phone or computer, it doesn't matter. But I'll drop it down somewhere. That way it's like written down. Like I will never forget it because I can always go back, read it, try and pick up on it again, and then start drilling it, rolling, practicing it, you know. Another thing I'll do, which is pretty funny, is I'll have influences in the things that I've been practicing. So my passing style kind of comes from like Tynan Delper, Kim Mendes, Fernando Tenede, all these kind of big level athletes. And what I'll do is I'll go on YouTube and I'll make a folder. I'll make a library. I'll make a library of each athlete, what they're good at, people breaking down what moves they do, and I'll have it saved. That way I'm not searching all over YouTube for it, like it's right there. Like I'll open it up, find the folder, and boom, it's there. And I can just watch it.
That's smart.
And then after I'm done watching it, now I can go back to paper, pen, or phone and just drop it down. That way I won't forget it. You know, so that's usually what I'll do. The hardest part though is finding the influencing, you know. A lot of good jiu-jitsu people out there, a lot of high skill level athletes. So you just gotta find that one influencer you like, and then just make that YouTube folder, and then just drop it down, and then put it on paper, pen, or phone, or whatever.
I kind of like that because there's a balance of having visual, but also kind of connecting your mind to it as you're writing it. Yeah.
And what helps too is you have Vivian, Sam, you know, like you can always practice with them when you get back from your break, you know.
Yeah, I'm always grateful.
So it's good. It's good. I wish I had a brother. Great. It helps.
I'm grateful to you too today. You even helped Pam and I a lot when we were learning the new technique. So
of course.
Yeah, thanks, goodbye.
My question would be like, what kind of cross training do you do? Or do you do cross training besides?
I do cross training. Yeah, I do cross training. Yeah. My main cross training place is Roots, which is really hard because of school in the morning. But anytime I have like holidays or I can convince my mom to take me out of school, that's usually what I'll do is I'll go to Roots. And that's like kind of like my main place of like cross training. Like there's super good people there, like Professor Joey Jr., Jacob. Like there's so many good people right there, and the energy in that place is just I like it. I love it. You know, it matches that little reggae kind of Hawaiian, you know, like drill style. You know, like pigeon kind of style, pretty much. But Roots would be one. Mono with Professor Rod is another. I like the things that Rod teaches. Rod teaches a lot of good stuff. His knowledge is very. It's a lot. Like it's a lot. And then the people there too as well. They're super friendly, super nice. The rose is always good. And then there's people from other academies that will drop into these places. Another place I cross-trained was Trickster. I've gone there I think twice. And I love the place over there. I love Jeremy too, all the students, all the guys over there. Trickster's another one. I've been to Island once. Island was another good place. Island Jiu-Jitsu and Island West. So Island HQ and Island West. And then I feel like I've been to so many other places.
I feel like you've been everywhere, Kawai.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm sorry if I don't mention you, but I'm very grateful. But yeah, cross training is good though, just because of the fact you get like different perspective. Like if you're rolling with the same people every day, which I'm pretty sure you've heard a lot, especially from like Carter and Robin. Like if you're rolling with the same people every day, you guys kind of pick up on each other's moves, and then it's like you're kind of like equal. You know, like right here, like just going back and forth. But when you get those other perspectives and those other reactions to what you're trying, then that's kind of where you're like testing yourself. Like that's in those places I like to put like little fence posts. You know, like rolling with these people when they give me different stuff, new reactions, I'll write it down, and then I'll just try and remember it. You know, so like going to these different places is good. Different perspectives, different people. You get to meet new people. You know, I always think that's the coolest thing is meeting new people. I like meeting new people. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
And then what about like injury prevention? Like, do you do certain things to? No, you're just young, lucky, good genes. You don't do anything.
Well, I always see you stretching. So that's one thing.
So, yeah, stretching I do, but stretching is mostly for my hips because I actually don't even know if it's tight or weak hips, but my hips is like kind of bad. So I'll stretch it out, or sometimes I'll even do like hip strengthening kind of stuff, like some things like super small. But for injury prevention, I don't do a lot of
Stretching?
Yeah, I only stretch. I don't do a lot of injury prevention.
Have you
stuff.
gotten a lot of injuries or not really?
I have never.
None.
I've never
Where's wood?
I've never broken. Yeah, where is wood? Where is the time I need to knock on wood? There's no wood.
Yeah.
But the only time I've gotten injured is I've only sprained an ankle and I've only sprained it. I've never broken anything, which I'm super grateful for. I'm super lucky. But injury prevention wise, I don't do a lot.
Well, it also
Which I
might be
should.
that you're rolling smart too. Like you're not like.
Or at least I try to.
Yep, mhm.
Yeah. I try to, because that's where most of the injuries happen. Is that rolling portion, whether it's your fault or the other guy's fault, or you know, it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
Injury is kind of inevitable. You know,
Accidents happen.
it's the best thing to do. Is just tap.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions?
No. Well.
Any other questions? If
Well-
not, forever hold your peace.
Well, we're gonna ask you a whole bunch of questions next class anyway. So. All the time.
It's just like a roll right after the roll. Just ask
Exactly.
questions.
Yep. Exactly. So. Thanks for your time, Kawai.
Thanks, goodbye.
problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.